This is Numbers 1 and 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month. And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the numbers of the names from 20 years old and upwards by their poll. So what we're looking at here is a man's lineage. And here's where it is pedigree. And they declared it, their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Let's get a definition. Pedigree. 1. This is more or less for animals. The record of descent of an animal, showing it to be purebred. Same thing can be said of a man. The record of descent of a person. This is the second definition. The recorded ancestry, especially upon class ancestry of a person or family. And how do we do that in the Word? How did the Bible, or rather the Most High God, give it to us to be done? They declared their families after, or their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. Call halal Yahweh by Shemi Hawashai Mashiach. Double honors unto the apostles and prophets that came before me. Hearty Shalom to the brethren out there doing this work in truth and sincerity in the highways and byways. And a mighty Shalom or salutations to the Yahweh Nakim. I want to give special thanks, the water, to my spiritual teacher, the Maccabean Spirit, Malcolm. Shalom. Now, this is episode 2 of Who is Esau Edom. You can see him right there, in there. They would call him the so-called white man. That's what you get. That's what we find here. Now let's get into it. This is the origin of the Jews. The origin of the Jews, or Jewish in this case, in my episode. Now we're gonna start off right where we kind of left off, and let's get it. Let's just jump right into it. Page 8. Herod even built the temple, as it was in ruins from repeated sieges, part of which Herod was responsible for by his attack upon the city. The temple of God became, in a sense, Herod's temple. We thus find that in the years just before the time of Christ, Judea was controlled by an Edomite faction who usurped the Judite name, land, and heritage. Usurp means to be stolen. Yeah, they're stealers, thieves. Under Hyrcanus, the Edomites were forced to be part of Judean culture, but Herod, the Herodian faction, had control over Judeans' culture and way of life. Confounding the matter is the fact that some Judites had intermixed with Edomites, Canaanites, and other alien stock at the time they returned from Babylonian captivity. These mixed people were also hostile towards Judean Israelites. So let's get Ezra's account of this, because he has a complaint over here. Let's get the complaint from Ezra. So first, let's read that again. Herod, the Herodian faction, had control over the Judeans' culture and way of life. Confounding the matter, the matter is the fact that Judites had intermixed with Edomites, Canaanites, and other alien stock at the time they returned from Babylonian captivity. And let's hear what Ezra had to say in this matter. Just one complaint. This is Ezra, the book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 4 through 7. Then were assembled unto me everyone that trembled at the name of the God of Israel, because of the transgressions of those that have been carried away. I sat astonished until the evening sacrifice. And at the evening sacrifice, I arose up from my heaviness, and having rent my garment and my mantle, I fell upon my knees and spread out my hands unto the Lord my God. That's called a prostration. And said, "Oh my God, I am ashamed, and blushed to lift up my face to thee. My God, for our iniquities are increased over our heads, and our trespass is grown up into the heavens. Since the day of our fathers have we been in a great trespass unto thee, unto this day. And for our iniquities have we, our kings and our princes, been delivered into the hands of the kings of the land, to the sword, to captivity, and to a spoil, and to confusion of face, as it is this day." Once again, confusion of face. What that gets into is a people looking one way originally, but as they quote unquote mix and mingle with other races, they lose that way of that look that they had from the beginning. And let's back him up with Moses real quick. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7 and verse 2. What was this iniquity that they got into? Let's get into that. Chapter 7 and verse 2. "And when the Lord thy God shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them, neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughters thou shalt not give unto his sons, his daughters, nor his daughters shalt thou take unto thy sons, for they will turn away thy sons from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and and destroy thee suddenly." So, hey, there you have it. The Lord has spoken. And we got that destruction with Babylon. We got that destruction with the Assyrian. We got that destruction with Rome. We got that destruction with Macedonia. We got that destruction with Egypt. We got that destruction with what they call them, the Persian Empire, the proto, I forget what it is, but it's basically the Persians. We got that destruction with the Greeks. We got that destruction here in Babylon the Great. Let us continue. The land was not the kingdom of Judah, but the nation of the Jews, Judeans. Historically, the Edomites became known as Jews, a term derived from Judea, which was derived from the name Judah, being the royal line of Israel, though they were never Judah or Israel. Again, there you have it. I'm gonna shorten it up. Historically, the Edomites became known as Jews, a term derived from Judea, which was derived from the term Judah, being the royal line of Israel, though they were never of Judah or Israel. During Titus' siege of Jerusalem, the Romans, 20,000 Idumeans appeared before Jerusalem to fight in behalf of the Zealots who were besieged in the temple. About 97,000 of the Judea were taken captive, and an unknown number fled either before or during the siege. This is the last mention of quote-unquote Edomites as a people in history, yet Bible prophecy indicates that Edom would be an enemy of Israel in later times. So that's still going on. We find that their only connection to a present day people in religion is with the Jews and Judaism. We thus need trace back their origin of the Jews to see who they are and how they fit into the puzzle of who is Esau Edom. And here we start with the chapter, the origin of the Jews. The Jews of today fall within two main types, the Sephardic and the Ashkenazi Jew. The Sephardim are also known as a Spanish Jew and consist about 5% of the Jews in this world. The Ashkenazim are the East European Jews, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. Let's read that sentence again. This group, let's actually jump up. The Ashkenazis, or Ashkenazim, are the East European Jews, which were found in Poland, Russia, Germany, and Western Asia. This group of Jews make up 90% of the so-called Jews in the world. Many reference and historical sources have unequivocally identified the bulk of the Ashkenazi Jews were derived from a people known as Khazars, or Chazar, spelled with a CH instead of a KH, in some texts. The original Jews Encyclopedia of 1905 revealed that the main stock of the Jews came from this Asiatic people known as Chazars or Khazars. And what was the reference on that one? It was the Jewish Encyclopedia. The Jewish Encyclopedia. So, yeah, they shall make their tongues to fall upon themselves. That's one from Malcolm right there. The Khazars were a nomadic people who had no traces of Hebraic culture. They had been following a pagan sex-oriented religion until they had officially embraced Judaism in 740 AD. And where would they have picked that sex-orientated religion? Babylon, because that's what they do there. Their child sacrifices also. I'm gonna cut into Babylon real soon. Just give me some time. I'm gonna cut you too, Babylonians. Just get ready. You getting cut too. While rejecting Christianity and Mohammedanism, the Jewish author and historian Kostler also concludes that the majority of East European Jews and hence of the world Jewry is of Khazar and not of Semitic origin. In the beginning of this book, he states, he says, the large majority of surviving Jews in the world is of Eastern European and thus perhaps mainly of Khazar origin. If so, this would mean that the ancestors came not from the Jordan but from the Volga, not from Canaan but from the Caucasus, and that genetically they are more closely related to Hun, Urigur, and Magyar tribes than the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Let's read that one more time. Not from Canaan, but from the Caucasus, and that genetically they are more closely related to Huns, Urigur, and Magyar, and these three tribes than the seed of Abraham. But most of that, let's just look at, the Huns was likely a reason for that great wall being built. So it sounds like Moab was trying to keep Esau out of his land, but it didn't work. And that was quoted from Arthur Kostler, The 13th Tribe, Random House, 1967, page 17. Let's continue to read. We're almost through this bit. Kostler then devotes the remainder of his 255-page book to prove this premise, which it shouldn't take that much, to be honest. For instance, you guys are just out there right now. You're exposed. You're confounded. I hope this information is damning to you, your way of life, and everything that you hold dear. For instance, a record of a letter by a Khazar king shows that he traced his people to Noah's son Japheth, not Shem, and to Japheth's grandson Togarmar, the ancestor of all Turkish tribes. Well, I think that's just Esau trying to hide himself again. He don't want to be Esau so bad. He just got to hide himself. He jumping into Japheth now. Hey, man. Hey, you can't hide, man. I'm going to tell you that right now. You cannot get away. Let's continue reading. The Khazar government was destroyed by the Slavs of Russia in 1016 AD. Around 1200 AD, the land was invaded by hordes of Genghis Khan. These two events caused large numbers of Khazars to migrate to Poland and Western Russia, forming the crater of Western Jewry. So that's how they got around this area, how they were found before that treaty was made. Let's read that one more again. And we'll be getting to that treaty into a later episode. The Khazar government was destroyed by the Slavs of Russia in 1016 AD after death. Around 1200 AD after death, the land was invaded by hordes of Genghis Khan. These two events caused large numbers of Khazars to migrate to Poland and Western Russia, forming the crater of Western Jewry. And then we have a quote from, I believe this is another book. Well, there is an abundance of ancient places, names in the Ukraine and Poland, which derive from Khazar kid, Jew. And where did he get that from? It came from Ibid, page 145. Let's keep going. As the Khazars left their homeland of Khazaria and migrated north and west, they lost their name and became known as Jews. More like they threw off that name and became known as Jews, or Jewish, as I see them, the Ish. Their Yiddish language and alphabet is not that of the Israelites. Again, their Yiddish language and alphabet is not that of the Israelites. Phoenician, Greek style, but an amalgamation of Aramaic, medieval German, Slavic, and Russian dialects. So there you have it. According to Charles A. Wiseman and many other people, Yiddish is not Hebrew. Get that through your head. It's not. But what is it? But an amalgamation of Aramaic, medieval, German, Slavic, and Russian dialects. You false, and you're false. And the Lord points where the fuck he wants. The best historical evidence, therefore, shows that the Jews are not descended directly from the Israelites of the Bible, but derive much of their ancestry from the Khazars and other people of Turkish Asiatic blood. The Khazars are also of Edomite stock, and both stocks make up the present-day Jews. As the historian H.G. Wells states, the Idumeans, Edomites in brackets, were made Jews, and a Turkish people, Khazars, again in brackets, mainly Jews in South Russia. The main part of Jewry never was in Judea and had never come out of Judea. Meaning when he said that the main part of Jewry never was in Judea, that main part is what we consider as Jews today. What people can think of as Jewish, what is Jewish today. And he's saying that they never came out of Judea for good reason, because they're not. According to the Jewish Encyclopedia, the original stock of the Khazars came from the land of Edom. And where was this quoted at? Hey, H.G. Wells. He got it. H.G. Wells Outline of History, 3rd ed. edition, Macmillan, 1921, page 494. I hope this information is damaging. Hasdai Eben Shaprut, which means son of, Eben is son of Shaprut, who was foreign minister to Abd al-Rahman Sultan of Cordova, in his letter to King Joseph of the Khazars about 1960, speaks of the tradition according to which the Khazars once dwelt near the Seir Mountains. So right there's more information coming against you just there. The Seir Mountains are none other than the original land of Esau Edom. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. I quoted that in the last video, but this is Genesis 36:8. They quoted that from. Thank you, Moses. Seir was a mountain range south of the Dead Sea and was also known as the land of Edom. It quotes again Genesis 36:21. The Seir Mountains were the home of the Edomites for nearly a millennia. Thus, it should be no surprise that migrants from that land would recall the name of their original homeland. If the Khazars did originally dwell near the Seir Mountains, then the Khazars and thus world Jewry are racially of Edomite stock. But how and when did Edomites get to Khazar? There is evidence that in the 6th century BC, some Edomites fled their homeland of Seir and migrated north after the fall of Jerusalem. In 586 BC, the Edomites began to press northwards. Why? Because of Babylonia. They were pushing them out of their land, pushing Israelites out of the land, and taking folks into captivity. The extent and ultimate destination of this northward trek is not found in history, but is likely that it brought some Edomites to the region of Khazaria. The Edomites were also cast out of Palestine and dispersed in different directions in 70 AD. When the Romans sacked Jerusalem, many thousand of these people are known to have migrated northward to Asia around the Black Sea. Let's face it, these Romans are also Edomites. It's like the left hand fighting the right hand. Y'all don't forget who you was. Or maybe they was like, y'all not doing a good job of hiding. Let's scatter you so we could hide ourselves a little bit better. We already got this new name. I don't know. I'm not gonna quote that reference, but it's there. He actually does a very well job here at the bottom of the page here. He has all his references. He does well in that department. Let's continue on. When dealing with a people of mixed racial heritage, we know that that's not possible. You can't intermingle and mix with other people, and pick up their cultures and way of life, but you will ultimately always be the same nationality as your forefather and his father before him. The Jews of today are such a people. I quoted that in the beginning. How do we get pedigrees? How do we do? Just go back to the beginning if you need to know that. The Jews of today are such a people. In fact, the Jews themselves assert that they are mongrels because of a quote here. The original mixed ancestry of the Jews and their subsequent history of intermixture with every people among whom they have lived and continue to live. And this is Ashley Montagu, Man's Most Dangerous Myth, 1974, page 375. The anthropologist, Professor Carlton Kuhn, has also demonstrated the admixture of different Jewish types with other races. He explains that while the Jews cannot be classified as a race per se, Esau Edom, they are an ethnic group because they're made up. This Jewish is made up. The Jews from an ethnic group like all ethnic groups, they have their own racial elements distributed in their own proportions. Like most ethnic groups, they have their look, and a part of their cultural heritage that both preserves and expresses their cultural solidarity. They have developed special racial subtypes and a special pattern of facial and bodily expression. Who cares about the way their faces look? I just care about the name they stealing. I don't give a damn how you look in this day. I care about everything you stealing from my people is what I care about. When we talk of the racial mixtures, hold on. All right, we'll get this. When we talk of racial mixtures that brought forth the Jews of today, we must highlight the events surrounding the Babylonian captivity of Judah. The remainder of the Judah nation, which included some of the tribes of Benjamin, Levi, and Simeon, was taken captivity by Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, but at the same time, Edom was also put under Babylonian rule, causing some of the Edomites to be brought to Babylon. And this is how we have an opportunity for that confusion of face, the intermixing, which would change the way your face looks. From a dark-skinned man, you get a bit light-skinned, like me or some other folks. But I'm not really mixed up like that, but let's just keep going. When Persia overthrew Babylon, King Cyrus ensued a decree in 538 BC, allowing the Judites to return to their land and rebuild the temple, which can be quoted back from Ezra chapter 1, verse 1 through 5. However, only about 50,000 returned to Palestine. Ezra chapter 2, verse 64 through 65. Some of them had apparently departed to their kinsmen in Europe. However, many of the Judites and Benjamites preferred to remain in Babylonia, becoming a part of the indigenous population, joining themselves into the heathen. Those remaining had intermarried with the Babylonians and Edomites that were in the land and adopted their religion and law, using their eyes to go whoring after other gods. The Babylonian Talmud, which became the foundation of Judaism, these then became the Babylonian Jews. Then many of the people of the land became Jews. Let's keep reading. Although they are called Jews, a term which is derived from the word Judah, these people are not true Judites, but became a mixed or hybridized people consisting of Edomites, Hittites, Canaanites, Judahites, Babylonians, Ishmaelites, Huns, Khazars, etc. When they migrated to other lands throughout the centuries, they retained their Jew or Judite identity, but brought with them the religion of Babylon. That's why when you look at a true Israelite today that's out there in the highways and byways, he's nothing like those Ishmans that you see throughout the world. Because of the Jews' mixed ancestry, history is sketchy. And to their origin, from Japhet, Esau, and other people in the Bible. And why do they have this mixed ancestry? In the history is sketchy, it's because Esau trying to hide himself. He is a vagabond in the earth. He sold that inheritance, and now he's trying to hide from the judgment. However, identification of these persons or tribes can also be ascertained by the characteristics and prophecies revealed about them in the Bible. Since Esau Edom is one of the more prominent figures in the Bible, he would endeavor to ascertain, Salakia. We will endeavor to ascertain his identity and place in historical and current events by these means. So that's the end of that chapter. Got a few more scriptures to read. I'm going to start with one from Psalms. This is Psalms chapter 119, 101. I have refrained my feet from evil, from every evil way, that I might keep thy word. I have not departed from thy judgments, for thou hast taught me. How sweet are thy words unto my taste, yea, sweeter than honey to my mouth. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore I hate every false way. Noon. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. So, hey, this is how we get understanding, through these precepts. And let's keep going. Isaiah 28, chapter 28 and 9 and 9 through verse 13. Whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. For precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little. To whom he said, this is the rest wherewith ye may cause the weary to rest. So this is how you find the rest. And this is the refreshing, yet they would not hear. But the word of the Lord was unto them, precept upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little, that they may go and fall backwards and be broken and snared and taken. So with these precepts, you get understanding. You find the way. Hey, you find the light of the Lord. Only you need hearken. But hey, they won't hearken therein. Let's get Daniel, another precept for this. Daniel chapter 9, verse 5 and 6. We have sinned and have committed iniquity and have done wickedly and have rebelled even by departing from thy precepts and from thy judgments. Neither have we hearkened unto thy servants the prophets, which have spake in thy name to our kings, our princes, and our fathers, and to all the people of the land. Verse 7 of Daniel chapter 9. O Lord, righteous belongeth unto thee, but confusion of face as at this day to the men of Judah, and to the inhabitants of Jerusalem, and to all Israel that are near and that are far off, through all the countries whither thou hast driven them, because of their trespass that they have trespassed against thee. So we are everywhere, looking every kind of which way these days, because of our trespasses against the Lord. O Lord, to us continue on 8 through 9. O Lord, to us belongeth confusions of face, to our kings, to our princes, and to our fathers, because we have sinned against thee. To the Lord our God belongeth mercy, forgiveness, though we have rebelled against him. One moment. I wanted to get one more thing. I'm not actually gonna. This is gonna be. I want to give the Lord a chance to talk. Let me talk to him. He said, "Talk to him." We go with Jeremiah. I think 7. Was it 12? I wanted. I'm gonna go with Jeremiah chapter 7. I'm just going to go from 7 to verse 20. Then will I cause you to dwell in this place, in the land that I gave to your fathers forever and ever. Behold, ye trust in lying words that cannot profit. Will ye still murder and commit adulteries and swear falsely and burn incense unto Baal and walk after other gods whom ye know not? And come and stand before me in my house that is called by my name, and say, we are delivered to do all these abominations? Is the house which is called by my name become a den of robbers in your ears, in your heirs? Behold, even I have seen it, saith the Lord. But go ye now unto my place, which was in Shiloh, where I set my name at the first, and see what I did to it, for the wickedness of my people Israel. And now because ye have done all these works, saith the Lord, and I spake unto you, rising up early and speaking, but ye heard not. And I called you, but ye answered not. Therefore will I do unto this house, which is called by my name, wherein ye trust, and unto the place which I gave to you and to your fathers, as I have done to Shiloh. And I will cast you out of my sight, as I have cast you out all your brethren, even the whole seed of Ephraim. Therefore pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. Seest thou not what I do in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and their fathers kindle the fire, and the woman knead their dough and make cakes to the queen of heaven, the whore of heaven. Who is that? This heavens right now? Who is this heavens right now? Who is the highest people in this world? This is Babylon, America. That is the whore of heaven today. Babylon the Great, the whore of heaven. This is this people. And to pour out drink offerings unto other gods, that they may provoke me to anger? Do they provoke me to anger, saith the Lord? Do they not provoke themselves to confusion of their own faces? Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my anger and my fury shall be poured out upon this place, upon man and upon beast, and upon the trees of the field, and upon the fruits of the ground, and it shall burn, and shall not be quenched. Call Halal Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Hamashiach Salah.